Everyone's heard of a few endangered species such as the panda bear or the bald eagle. But did you know that the Florida's wildlife manatee is also endangered? The manatee dies of natural causes such as the cold flu or old age, but according to ASPCA.org, the main cause of manatee endangerment occurs on the water due to human fatalities. Based on recent research of manatees and interviews with local agencies, I've assessed how human encounters with manatees affect them and the environment and proper solutions to ensure the protection of manatees. I will cover the following 5 topics: the basic background and general information of manatees, the description of how watercraft and human encounters affect the manatees, where manatees can be located in my county and in Florida, authoritative views on the Swim With program, and proper precautions that will ensure manatee safety and protection. First, I will begin with the basic background information on manatees. Manatees are herbivores, or in other words, plant eaters, with seagrass being their main source of vegetation. On average, they are 10 feet long and 1,200 pounds. But of that 1,200 pounds, a very little percent of it is body fat. Mainly their body consists of the gut tract, which is the stomach, the digestive system, the intestines, etc. With that little amount of body fat, they are unable to survive in cold waters, which I will continue on that subject later. They have a low reproduction rate, with on average 1 calf being born every 2 to 5 years. According to ASPCA.org, as of 2011, the population of manatees is 4,834. Now let's move on to where you can locate these manatees in Florida. Because manatees cannot survive in less than 68 degrees of water, they must migrate to warmer waters such as Florida, Georgia, and the southern states. According to SaveTheManatee.org, there are 13 key counties in Florida where manatees settle, and they are Broward, Citrus, Collier, Dade, Duval, Indian River, Lee, Martin, Palm Beach, St. Lucie, Sarasota, and Volusia. This image of a manatee count table was provided by an FWC officer, Ryan Meyer, that I had an interview with a few months ago. In this table, you can see that on certain dates of each month, there were recordings of manatee sightings in Citrus County. According to Ryan Meyer, he says that most of the sightings are recorded in King Spring and Three Sisters Springs in Citrus County. There, he said, are where most of the manatees settle because those springs maintain a temperature of 72 degrees. Watercraft activity is very common during all months of the year in Florida due to its sunshine warmth. As the manatees increase when they migrate, so do the tourists. Because most of the tourists that visit Florida live up north most of their life, they are uneducated about the proper safety measures that must be taken to protect manatees. The main problems that cause manatee endangerment are propeller scars from boats, boat collisions, trespassing of manatee sanctuaries, and manatee harassment. Here are 2 pictures of manatee fatalities caused by humans. Picture A on the left is provided by Tracy Colson of Flickr.com, and it is a picture of a manatee hooked by a fishing hook from a human. Picture B on the right, provided by Jeff Foote of NewScientist.com, is a picture of a manatee scarred by the propellers of a boat. Both of these have very harmful effects on the lives of manatees. Propeller scars are seemed to be as less harmful than boat collisions because boat collisions create a collapsing of the lungs or internal bleeding that both have long-term effects on manatees. Because manatees have very thick skin and heal quite fast, the propeller scars are seen as less threatening. Propeller guards are an option for boaters to use on their watercraft machines. However, this option is not considered nor accepted as a standalone solution. One very popular activity in Florida is the Swim With program. This program allows for humans, for a certain price, to safely dive with the manatees. Over 150,000 people a year come down to Florida to swim and/or kayak with the manatees. Proposals have been made on whether or not this program violates any act that involves the harassment of manatees. The three laws that protect manatees in Florida are the Endangered Species Act, the Marine Mammal Protection Act, and the Florida Manatee Sanctuary Protection Act. A violation of any of these laws is a $500 fine, as according to state law, or a $100,000 fine and up to a year in prison, according to federal law. On NationalGeographic.com, according to Patrick Rose, an aquatic biologist and the Manatee Save Refuge director, he somewhat grudgingly supports this program and says that manatees do not want much to do with humans. They seek out a quiet place to relax, especially on the cold winter nights and days when the waters are warm and their critical priority is to stay warm. Michael Luss of the Save the Manatee Refuge manager says that one proper and considered solution is to limit the access within the springs. However, he says that doing this will cause an extreme uproar within the county due to the tourism. In some ways, I completely agree with the Swim With program and the authoritative views on that program, but I believe that the only successful solution to the problem of manatee endangerment is to educate the people. There are certain limits on the water that boaters and watercraft operators must abide by. Some solutions include non-trespassing sanctuaries marked by bobbers, officers levying tickets for violation, and strict speeding zones that are clearly represented, and here's a picture of one. This speeding zone is provided by Jacksonville.com, where you can see where it says slow speed for a manatee zone, and it must be minimum weight. Ryan Meyer also provided me with a video linked to the FWC website labeled Manatee Manners that describes the appropriate human interaction with manatees. Some of these interactions include, when diving with manatees, stop a body length away and let the manatee decide whether or not to approach. When diving, use snorkel gear instead of diving gear to lessen the amount of noise. When entering the water, try to avoid excessive noise to make the manatee more comfortable with its surroundings. And if you're not entering the water, use polarized sunglasses, that way you can see the manatees clearer. Concluding, manatees are a very humble endangered species that are in constant danger daily. In the wintertime is when their danger peaks because the tourist comes down to visit and they increase as the manatees increase. Propeller scars, boat collisions, hooks from fishing, caught in fishing nets, destruction of seagrass, trespassing sanctuaries, and harassment of manatees are all major factors of manatee endangerment. Protection and safety require the proper education and awareness, and certain laws and safety measures that must be abided by the citizens. So spread the word. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell a stranger of all of the information of how human actions affect manatee endangerment. because spreading the word and increasing manatee protection and safety awareness starts with you. Thank you.